Hi, I'm Christy with the Monschein Team, and I have the unbelievable pleasure of getting to talk to Mr. Michael Staenberg, the man, the myth, and the legend of Chesterfield. And he is responsible for developing and taking Chesterfield to all different places that we've never seen before. And we're here at the District, actually in the factory in Chesterfield, and Michael, I want you to tell me a little bit about everything you know and what you can tell me how you're doing here, what's going on here, what are any future plans here.
Well, thank you. I'm not sure I'm a legend,
You are.
but that's okay. I'm pretty happy about being in Chesterfield. We consider Chesterfield the new center of St. Louis. Clayton, Missouri was the center for many years, and even though I lived there, we're hoping that Chesterfield replaces it, because you have St. Charles, you have West County, and from here, where we're sitting today, a 24-minute drive, you get over 1 million people that can get here any time of day. So it's really become the focal point. But to talk about Chesterfield, we need to go back to 1993, and even before that to Mr. Lou Sachs. I was friends with Lou Sachs because of Mr. Millstone, and he had this vision for Chesterfield, and we're going to get to the downtown Chesterfield Mall, because I'm sure you're going to want to hear about that.
Yep.
But he had a vision long before anybody else, so we need to give him kudos for his vision back in the 70s.
Wow.
It took a little time to get there, but let's go back to 1993 and the great flood of July 12th of 1993, when this area we're sitting in right now and across the street, and my friend Tom Sinner, Danny Guns, was 27 feet underwater. And I remember my father-in-law of blessed memory, we were at the Doubletree on that, over that bridge looking out there, and we came out just to see it. This is long before I was doing anything in Chesterfield. And he says, what a shame. I said, well, that lemon is going to turn into lemonades. And I had this idea that the next week I called Lou Sachs, and I said, you never wanted Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot by the mall. Why don't you help me put them in the valley? And he said, that's a great idea. And I was friends with I.E. Millstone, and I.E. was the one who lent Lou Sachs the money, because Sam Sachs' dad wouldn't give him the money to think about Chesterfield.
Wow.
So for 2 years, Lou kind of worked behind the scenes and convinced the city and the county that maybe there should be a TIF. So in 1995, I started my journey across the street known as Chesterfield Commons, and to do that. And in 1999, we opened with a Walmart store, a Lowe's store, and not much else. And it was the worst Walmart in their entire chain, sales-wise. Today, it's in the top 10%.
Oh,
it just took a while. We built an interchange, a private interchange, the first one done in the state of Missouri, and I turned it over back to the state now. We built it in 11 months for $11 million, and they thought it was going to take probably $37 to $40 million to build it in 3 years. But private developers can do a lot more. So I built that. We have 2 million square feet across the street. It does about $850 million of business. And about 7 or 8 years, now 10 years ago now, the Taubmans came to me and said, we would like you to approve us putting an outlet center here, right where we're sitting right today. And I said, you know, that's a good idea. I said, I have three restrictions, 3 things I need to have done. And they said, what is it? I said, 1, you can't steal any of my tenants. Okay?
Important.
2, you have to pay for your pro-rata share of the cost of sewer I ran across the street. And 3, you have to help pay to maintain our beautiful interchange. They said, great. A couple weeks later, David Simon, who finally did build an outlet center down the street, came and said, you know, I'd like you not to honor your agreement. You don't have anything signed. I said, I wasn't raised that way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward with the Taubmans. And they couldn't have been more appreciative. I kept my word. You know, money's important, but not as important as your word. Fast forward 5 years ago, I'm at the ICSC, the International Council of Shopping Centers, and in my booth is Billy and Bobby Taubman. I'm thinking, what are you guys doing here? Our outlet center's not doing well. The Simons have really outpositioned us. Would you be interested in buying the outlet center? I said, I have no interest in it. I have no idea. if we made it so that it was economically feasible, would you be interested? I said, it has to be almost free. And they said, yes, we can almost make it free. So I said, okay. So I take this on, we make a deal, and I sat here, and I came out here, and I'll never forget that. I sat out in this parking lot for about 3 hours thinking, what am I going to do? It's not a retail center. It's not an office center. Can't put residential because of the floodplain. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make it an entertainment, play, work, whatever, kind of hang out and have fun, but with local tenants. And so I said, I'm going to build a music factory. That's what came to me. And I said, I've never done that. I like music. So I called a couple people, and they said, that's the dumbest idea we've ever heard. I said, okay. So I flew around the country, and I met interesting people, and everybody said it'll never work. West County, St. Charles, they want to go downtown, they want to go to the pageant. I said, okay, I'm going to build the best mousetrap and get the best team. And 2 weeks later, Brian Karp, who is my partner, my CEO out here, came in my office. I knew his mother, and he said, I'm in the music business. I said, perfect.
Oh, wow.
It was just fortuitous this all happened, and here I am 5 years later with probably the best venue in St. Louis, not in the region. We've had every artist that comes here has given us shout outs. Just last week, Christopher Cross came in and said, I've never been in a place like this. The sound, the lights, the accessibility, the safety, the parking is unbelievable, the green rooms. So we have done really well. This is only one part of it though. So I like simple names. So I named the Chesterfield the Commons. If you say that to anybody in St. Louis, they know where the Commons is. I'm into simplicity. So I said, well, what are we going to call this? I don't know. Somebody said to me, in my mind, it came and said the district. I don't know what the district means, but everybody can say the district. Everybody can spell the district, and it's the District STL because we do live in St. Louis. I didn't call it the District Chesterfield. I know anybody watching this, they'll probably be upset I didn't call it the District Chesterfield, but I'm okay with that. This is regional. And so the district. Then I said, well, we're not going to call it the music factory because that limits us. We're going to call it the factory, whatever that means. We have music in here, we've had speeches in here, we have private events in here, we have comedy in here. So that's that. And then I was lucky enough to convince Topgolf to go down the street. So we have a start of this, and then we put main event in. And now we're having, we have 8 indoor pickleball courts called the Real Deal that's coming with 4 outside courts. We have the hub area, and everybody says, what's the hub? It's a gathering place, to activate people coming here to do things like that. And so we've taken this to a different degree. Now, this has been 3 years in making. Would I like it done? I'm an instant coffee guy, but we're getting there. And so I would say by the summer, the hub will be open of next year. The pickleball will be open, and just different people going in line are going to be open. So we're really making progress. So we'll have about 400,000 feet. We have several large local restaurants that are coming in. I can't announce. One's a brewery.
Oh, wow, that's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be great. And I only want local people. There's not going to be anybody here, except maybe if Starbucks came and said they wanted to put a coffee, I'd be okay with that.
We need one right now.
Other than that, it's all local tenants. I don't want any national chains. We've turned down national chains, and so we're really happy. We have 4,000 cars parking here. It's, we have everything here, any amenity. We're off the interchange. We just made a deal with Tesla to put in 12 charging stations. So we're long before the federal government wanted to do this. We were ahead of that. We're going to put 12 out in the middle of the parking lot. There's a bike path that we worked with the city of Chesterfield to give them parking at the very end to ride the trails. So we're going to be part of the community, and we want to make this something that's different. And we want to make this the center of Chesterfield. I have the Commons across the street, and this will be a completely different, and it'll only accent what we've done across the street. They'll help us and we'll help them. And Chesterfield's done a great job with the ball fields down the street, etc. A lot of new housing's coming.
Yes.
A lot of people are moving out here for the quality of life. The city of Chesterfield is a great partner to work with, and so that's kind of where we are today.
one of the questions that I have, are you going to specifically designate this area as entertainment? I know you're bringing in, you know, some other things, as you said, you know, the hub. Will you be wanting to do any like retail over here, or really specifically just keep the district area as a family entertainment area?
No, we're going to have some retail. We have a Phoenix Salons and the Bearded Man haircutters for men and women. We have some art stores that are interested in coming in.
One of them is yours,
one of
which
them's
is
called the Gallery.
amazing.
Yeah,
we have some of his art.
Oh, good.
Dennis bought some art, yes.
Right, the gallery. We have the gallery. We have several clothing retailers that are kind of hip, that's one-off, that's interested in doing things. We have just different things. Yes, some retailing,
Okay.
but more activation, I call it, of entertainment, restaurants, gathering places. So that's kind of what we're looking for here.
Well, this has just done so much for the Chesterfield area, and I'm noticing it obviously as a realtor. We're seeing so much growth, and as you said, housing out here. And used to be, we all thought we had to go into Clayton, as you said, and now you've made it so easy for everyone to really travel within a 4 or 5 mile radius to get just about anything they want
we're going to
to.
provide goods and services that you don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to get to the airport's 27 minutes from here, maybe, depending on the traffic,
Yeah.
maybe, probably 20 to 27 minutes. But we want to have something for everyone here. So that's what our goal is, and I think we're accomplishing it. Slower, as I mentioned before, I like instant coffee, but I think we're getting the brewed cup now.
You're getting it done, Michael. It's been amazing.
So the follow-up question, since you haven't asked it yet, I know what the question is, what are you going to do at the mall?
Yep, everybody wants to know what you're doing with that Chesterfield
That
Mall.